A young woman with Down syndrome has become a meme, and now the internet is debating whether it's okay. So let's get into it here on Scroll Deep, the show that keeps up with the internet so you don't have to. So recently, the National Coordination of Associations of People with Down Syndrome released an advert to coincide with World Down Syndrome Day, which is March 21st. Maybe that's today, in which case, happy World Down Syndrome Day to you. And in this ad, they intended to challenge public assumptions about Down syndrome and what people with Down syndrome are able to do. And it basically argues that you shouldn't patronize them. And it shows actress and model Madison Tevlin, who's 22 years old, doing a variety of things and basically saying, treat me like an adult. And in one section, Madison's at a bar and she says, quote, "Hey bartender, you assume that I can't drink a margarita, so you don't serve me a margarita, so I don't drink a margarita. Your assumption becomes reality." Now, personally, my favorite drink is not a margarita, but a cerveza cristal. Remember that? Remember the cerveza? We talked about it like 2 episodes ago. What do you mean? It can't be dead already. Come on, guys. We can keep the dream alive. It's 3 a.m. We can get the music up. The party doesn't have to end. Candy Pickard, the president and CEO of the National Down Syndrome Society, told Today, quote, "The whole point of this video is to end those stereotypes of people living with Down syndrome. Many times people living with disabilities are presumed to be unable to care for themselves or unable to make their own decisions, and that's not the case. This is what we do as an organization day in and day out. We want to shift the public perception of Down syndrome." And the ad went really viral. People really liked it. Loads of people saying they love the sentiment, people saying, I don't usually sit through a whole advert, but this one really got me. And then the scene of Madison ordering a margarita quickly became a meme, and this is where things get sticky. So on the 15th of March, a Twitter user posted a screen grab of Madison ordering a margarita with the caption, "Just ordered a margarita," and it got 100,000 likes in a day. I think this post has now been deleted, which is interesting. And this immediately got backlash because there's not really a joke here. And you can argue it either way. You can be like, they're just referencing this popular ad, or you could argue that the photo itself is the thing that's meant to be entertaining. There was one person who saw it that way. They tweeted, "My take on this being a meme is people clearly aren't doing it to treat her as an adult and stop infantilization, is clearly making fun of her disability, and you have to jump through hoops to argue otherwise." But despite the backlash, this frame of her looking sassy at the bar began being shared widely on Twitter, and people were really debating, is this okay? Some people were saying it's just a fun meme. If anything, it's sort of empowering. People like Madison. They find her to be something of a slay. While other people were questioning, why is this funny? Why has this particular frame gone viral, rather than, for example, a frame from any of the other millions of alcohol ads you see all the time? People are very divided. One person tweeted, "Am I wrong for not seeing why people are getting so upset about this? Like, we turn all sorts of people into memes and reaction images all the time, and the whole point of the commercial was her not wanting to be infantilized. We all agree she ate that commercial up, right?" Some other people think the meme is just completely tone deaf. One person said, "I think it's more tone deaf than anything. If someone from a marginalized group makes a statement about stigma breaking and being taken seriously, and someone not from that group uses something from that statement as a meme less than 24 hours later, it's just tasteless." Another person said, "Maybe because people with Down syndrome already have to work so much harder to be taken seriously by society, and a meme about a really impressive and poignant video that is striving to make society respect people with Down syndrome wouldn't really help the cause." Some people think this might be the beginning of a cultural shift in attitudes towards disabled people, or at least they hope it is. One person said, "I just hope it's coming from a place of affection and is indicative of a cultural shift. Admittedly, it's a little weird for me to see Madison becoming a meme diva for non-disabled gay men when many of them still treat disabled gay men like dog shit." Some people are cautiously optimistic, but they point to like a bad history of jokes about disabled people. Quote, "I personally don't think there is anything wrong with what's going on here, but I can tell you that people are nervous because non-disabled people usually don't know how to joke about disability without stepping over a line." Basically, there's 2 camps here. There's people going, maybe this is empowering, I hope it is, but I don't know if I trust people to be fully empowering. And there's people who are going, no, you're fully just making fun of this person. And ultimately, I think maybe both is happening. You can't know people's intentions. The problem is the internet, you're always going to get the worst of people, right? And you also get the situation that, comedians run into a lot, where they may make a point in an empowered way, but then you can't guarantee your audience is going to receive it in the same way. You might be like, "I'm being offensive satirically," and the audience is like, "Yay, they're being offensive." And it's like, no, you're not meant to, this character's meant to be ridiculous, and it's like, yeah, ridiculously cool. cool? Hell yeah! There's also been a lot of wider conversation around Down syndrome recently, partly due to Shane Gillis, a stand-up comedian, becoming super popular and speaking out in favor of people with Down syndrome because he has relatives with Down syndrome. He also has some of the worst fans ever, and I think he is also someone who, I don't know how much you can really blame him for this, but he has a lot of fans like that, where he'll make points in a slightly ironic way, and then the audience will just be like, yeah, offensiveness, and it's like, at that point you have to ask, like, is it wise to even make those jokes at all in the first place if no one's going to take them correctly? And I don't have an answer for that. A side note, there was also some mild pushback to the advert itself. Although people really liked it, there were some people who pointed out that, you know, people with Down syndrome can have a range of capabilities. So although there are certainly people like Madison who are quite self-sufficient and who will go and order a margarita at a bar, there are also lots of people with Down syndrome who are more reliant on others and can't do that. Some are arguing that the ad kind of pushes the perception too far the other way, whereas actually there's like a range of capability. But that's more of a kind of sensible discussion that's happening online. As for Madeline's part, and that's probably someone we want to hear from in this, at the time of recording hasn't commented directly on this, Viola Davies shared a meme of her, and Madeline was really happy about that and thanked her for sharing it, so she seems to approve of that. Basically, I think maybe we just shouldn't have memes. I mean, can you imagine a world without memes? He's gonna just leave the green screen blank now, isn't he? And just make me look like an absolute freak. Personally, I don't know where to stand on this. I think you almost have to take it on a meme by meme basis. I think what we can all agree on is that we wish Madeline well. Hope everyone has a lovely World Down Syndrome Day. But let me know what you think about the meme and stuff down below in the comments. I'm interested to have some nice, sensible, adult discussion. No one get mean down there, or, you know, that was a threat of violence. If you have a topic you'd like us to discuss on Scroll Deep, let us know in the comments, because we do read them and we do take suggestions sometimes. We haven't done it in about 9 years, but we do, in theory, take suggestions. Till next time, I'll leave you with our famous catchphrase, "Hey bartender, can I get a cerveza cristal?" It's over when I say it's over.